G'day, fellas, and welcome back to FFA. We are finally here. You guys have been asking for it. It is time for us to get back on the horse. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first casted FFA game of Season 8. We are beginning it with an absolute beauty. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is actually part of a tournament that is being hosted I think originally, I'm not sure if it still is, but by a whole bunch of Vietnamese guys. So the Vietnamese community of Age of Empires 4 getting themselves together and saying, hey, we're going to put some money on the line and do an FFA tournament. So we've got some big names in here today. Let's go round the table and take a look at who we've got. So spawning in on the north side of the map, playing as the Ayyubids. In the color red, it is going to be Sass. Over towards his east, I guess you could even say even towards his south. In the color pink, playing as the French, we've got Scarlet Devil. And just to their right, in orange, playing as the French, also double French in the middle, we've got Hom Senpai. To their south, in green, playing as the Malians, we've got Vuvovan. And down on the south side, in the color blue, playing as Jean of Arc, we have Liam's Khan. In teal, playing as the Malians as well. Representing Team 3D, it's Sainch, or Isanch. Yeah, that pretty cool build for the Abbasid. And over on the west side of the map, you may have seen him earlier in the color purple, playing as the Japanese. I'm going to be keeping my eye on him. It's Duyakusi. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is our... I'm just kidding. I'm just saying, you know I'm not going to forget him. I'm not going to forget him. Ladies and gentlemen, in the color yellow, playing as the Delhi Sultanate with arguably, objectively, the best spawn by far. It is Beastie. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. What a pleasure it is to finally be back here in the casting booth, casting some FFA. I've been wanting to get my hands on it for a little bit, but I wasn't sure quite how to tackle it. Because, you know, with Season 8 coming online, I was really hoping the devs were going to drop, like, ranked mode for FFA. I would have loved that. And I was, like, really hoping that they would, because I felt like FFA was pretty good in Season 7. Like, it was popular. People enjoyed it. You guys were liking it a lot. I was liking it a lot. And I thought, you know, maybe they would have given something extra to us, but then there was just nothing. And I was like, In fact, Season 8's patch was like, what's that sound effect? You know what I'm talking about. But obviously they provided that nice little caveat that said, you know, once Red Bull Wallalol qualifying's finished, then we'll give you guys the real patch. This is the patch for ants at the moment. So hopefully we get something soon a little bit more chunky, a little bit beefier, because I tell you what, I'm looking forward to doing a little bit more FFAs and hopefully seeing a little bit more of these guys around. So anyway, I'm excited to see what we are going to be having for ourselves today. I think the biggest question is going to be about whether Beastie is going to be able to overcome Duyakusi in the corner. Because remember, Duyakusi is a very good player here. One of the other things to note is Duyakusi is on water. So these guys are both out here. The main advantage that Beastie's got is his TC is on that waterfront. Allows him to have a bit more defense here. Even though he is technically playing the Delhi Sultanate, he could look to come out here and just be annoying with his fishing boats. I don't think he's going to do that. But this is something that I always really dislike about Mega Random. But I think it's one of those things where it's like, I dislike it when it happens to the other people, but I love it when it happens to me. You have your own personal pond. And it's like, look how much fish is in here, dude. Like, this is enough fish for the rest of the game. You don't have to think about it, man. You're never going to have to make a farm. You're never going to have to put vills on berries. This is perfect. The only problem is Duyakusi knows about it. And I reckon Duyakusi probably wants to keep it for himself. Now, we're going to see plenty of action this game. Of course, we've already spotted out the two French players in the middle. Down on the south side, we've got Liam's Khan, who's playing as Jean of Arc, and of course on the teal we've got the Malians here. Keep in mind, all of these players are very good players. That's the other thing to note. Like, everyone's conquer here. So I'm expecting good stuff from absolutely everyone. If I had to give like a favorable position to anybody, I would almost be tempted to say it is Vuvovan. Just because it's very likely that what happens this game is our two French players start fighting with each other. Maybe like you're going to see outposts and then they're going to be annoying, and then, you know, maybe archers will come in and all that kind of stuff. I won't be surprised if that happens. And what I suspect will happen is Vuvovan is just going to clean them both up. At the same time, Vivovan could also look to come down to the south where there are more people. So I think this is a really nice spot. Alternatively, Sass is not too far away from these two in the middle and could look to clean them up as well. So I think that's, from the French perspective, that's what I would be talking about in the game chat, being like, hey, you know, Mr. Liam's Khan, Mr. Hom Senpai, it's probably in our best interest that we don't kill each other. You know, do you want to have peace? Do you want to migrate somewhere? Do you want to perhaps go out to the east corner where there's nobody there? No? Okay, we're just gonna take it out on each other? Fair enough. Anyway, we'll check back in over on this little bit of action that's happening on the west side of the map. Nothing just yet, but we do have the walls going up. Beastie, of course, already has that dock out with the scholar inside. Throws down the mosque now for, I was going to say inefficient production. It's called efficient production. How many sacred sites are we rocking? Have a look at this. Bit of an awkward sacred site. So you've got 1, 2 in the middle. I tell you what, if I was playing the Holy Roman Empire, which, by the way, no one's playing Holy Roman Empire here. How many relics have we got on this map? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's about standard. 8. This is an 8th relic, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, 9 relics. Okay. That's pretty good. 9 relics. You'd be happy with that if you were HRE or Order of the Dragon. But I guess here, BC's probably not going to be in a position to snag away relics. And have a look at this. Already, Duyukusi is coming in hot. Outpost will go up. I don't think BC knows about this. Otherwise, he may have already pulled Vils to try and take this out. But look how many Vils Duyukusi has brought. Basically discouraging Beastie from ever coming into this position. And look at the wall comes up. Duyukusi looking to block it and wall out Beastie completely. Keep in mind, Beastie has access to no other gold in this game at this stage. Vil copping a little bit of damage here. You can see that the Scholar is going to get pulled. He manages to keep it alive for the moment. More Vil's going to be diving inside that outpost, and I don't think Beastie's going to be able to stick around too much longer here. You can see he is going to be losing at the very least. 1 Vil goes down. Feudal Age is starting to come through in for those other players, but Beastie, who definitely comes in as the favorite for this game by being the best player that there is on this field, doesn't necessarily have the best position here. As I said before, we're going to be keeping our eye on Sass. We're going to be keeping our eye on Vuvo Van, which I feel like it is the Vietnamese version of like Veni Vici Vedi. What's that saying? You know, the Latin one. Anyway, that's the Vietnamese version. Now, I don't know. I suspect probably not. Beastie hasn't spotted this gold. He definitely could with the line of sight of the fishing boat, but I don't think he's gotten over there just yet. And we do see the fishing boats do get brought out to do a bit of damage here. Now, keep in mind, Age Up is coming through for Duyukusi, but he opts for the Kura storehouse instead of going into the Coca Township, which I guess kind of makes sense here, just because you're not going to get that many sabotages off with the dock underneath the town center, right? Like, it's just that whole bonus that's going in. And as suspected, we do see the double outposts now coming in on this south side. Do we have normally in this situation, I'd be very tempted to start just thinking about going into a second TC. It's so hard for Scarlet though, just because in this position you can't really expand to anywhere. Like, there's always going to be someone just trying to snipe away at that king. So we'll keep an eye out exactly what happens. Meanwhile, on that south side, we do have a little bit of a build-up starting to happen. Joan of Arc on the top side of the base, Scout on the bottom, towards the north, the Knight. So already you see Liam's Khan is going to be looking to focus down the immediate rival, being the Malians. Beastie now reaching the Feudal Age. 8 minutes and 46 seconds into the game. Vils have been brought across. Outpost probably going to have arrow slits coming through. And have a look at this already from Duyukusi. He's looking to try and maximize the wood gathering. Managed to miss 2 farms, which is going to delay the wood being gathered. So he's not going to be able to pump too much here. Fishing boat's going to come forward. You can see they do a fair bit of damage here. The Junk's going to be careful. Nice little splits coming in. Now, Beastie's just going to be able to fall back with any of those fishing boats that do get targeted down. But, of course, the passive fishing from the dock is going to hurt him as well. Dow also joining the field. When you're this close, you've got to be careful of those demo ships, which is why I think both of these players just moving into archer ships initially. Arrow slits now going to be coming through as well. It's going to be the naval arrow slits coming through, actually, for Duyukusi after this. Meanwhile, let's check back in over on that front. Nothing really developing just yet. A couple knights over on that left side. On the right side, a couple more knights up towards the top. New gold has been found. Meanwhile, we've got the Hulk. The first springled ship is online for Duyukusi. And, of course, Beastie's got the explosive Dow could look to put on some damage early here as Beastie also brings forward fishing boats, and you can see that he's looking to try and micro it out. Immediately takes out the archer ship. Definitely wasn't what he was intending. He would have loved to have taken out this Hulk, but I suspect he's probably going to follow up with a couple more explosive ships. Remember that very, very shortly you're about to have that springwood emplacement or that arrow slit emplacement through, and this basically becomes difficult for Beastie to push in here. He could look to do like a quadra-kill. I'm thinking of Han. How do they say it? Quadra-kill, something like that. No, it's if you get 4 demos, you can kill the dock. That's essentially it. Numbers are starting to look good for Scarlet, though. Has the advantage at this stage in the number department here against Homs Senpai. Meanwhile, down towards the south, more walls starting to come up here for Ice Age. Joan of Arc falling back. It looks like it is going to be the Hunter version. Meanwhile, towards that top side, it's the second town center coming through for SAS. Straight up into the Castle Age, going straight for advancement. So going to be looking to get that discount through. And we can see the War Junk takes a fair bit of damage. That's going to be the double. And Beastie now putting on the pressure. Duyukusi finally throwing down a second dock. But I can't help but feel like this may be too little, too late. Coming out from the Japanese player. Duyukusi in a tough spot on water. Beastie managing to best him very early on in this game, and Beastie does find this gold. Wonderful play from Beastie to spot this one out. That's going to guarantee that he's got a solid income throughout the mid-game now. And honestly, after taking care of Duyukusi on the water, I mean, he hasn't done it 100% yet, but this is going to be very difficult for him to come back from. And you can see he's actually got the fishing boat doing the repairing on the Springald ship. Manages to finally catch it. Oh, he's got to be careful. I think he might lose this backload. It does a lot of damage. Oh, he's gonna lose it by about 10 HP unless the fishing boats can get there in time. They get the heal off. He manages to survive. He tanks it. But I tell you what, that was so damn close. But that's just the difference between Beastie and the rest of this lobby. It was the fact that, you know, that Springald ship, that backler was going to die 100%, but the fishing boats got pulled. The backler made it just in time, and that was it. Fishing boat and also going to be coming out here. Let's check in. We haven't even been paying attention to Vuvo Van, who's just been absolutely camping it up. You can see the cow numbers are starting to look really good for him on this south side of the two French guys in the middle. Meanwhile, we do now start to see the Moss coming up here for SAS. He's aged up pretty quickly, 12 minutes, definitely first by far ahead of the pack. I think Vuvo Van's probably going to be the next one that comes up for sure. We could ride on board and check what the resources are looking like for them. Yeah, you can see that it's pretty decent at the moment. They should be absolutely fine. Meanwhile, a single Royal Knight just kind of chills for the moment. Age up coming through as well for Homs Senpai, so he's going to be going straight to Castle Age. This is a tough spot. I mean, what do you really gain from Castle Age? Maybe Arbalatrier could be decent. Trebuchets could be good in this position. Beastie actually hits the Castle Age already. Compound of the Defender going to be coming through. So this gives him a number of options into how he could play, but most importantly, gives him access to village fortresses, which is really nice because it gives you that guarantee that you're always going to be able to look after your mid-game with that economy coming through from the keeps. But Scarlet looks like she may be cutting, rather, whenever I say Scarlet, I'm thinking of like the StarCraft player Scarlet, so I just always say she. I'm going to go with a he, though. I think it's probably a he. Yeah, it looks like he might be cutting Homs Senpai a game short right here. I don't know if you're actually going to be able to finish it, but meanwhile, have a look at this. Camel Rider is going to be coming to the rescue, or rather, Camel Lance is going to be coming to the rescue here. SAS bringing it in, saying, "Hey, hold on a minute. Don't you even think about it, my friend. We've got unfinished business." We do hear, sounds like down on the south side, Joan of Arc did just go down. That sound that you hear is either the king or it's Joan of Arc. It's one of the two. And we know that no kings have gone down just yet. How many kings are we going to miss this game? What do you reckon? I saw him for a second. He's actually chilling right here. You got to be very, very careful right here, Saint. All right, back towards central location of the map. Actually, let's check in over on this west side, because walls are starting to come up. Beastie doesn't have a lot of space. That's the other thing to note. Even though he does have the Trebs. He can go into Trebs now with the Siege Workshop. And I think that's the other thing to note is that he's got Scholar production. So even though he doesn't have a lot of space in the base, he does have Scholars, which is kind of giving him that 2-for-1. We can hear those Abbasid Camel Lancers fighting off and doing so much work here. Remember, they get that lovely bonus. Wait, do they not get a bonus against cavalry? What, am I crazy? No, it's just the Camel Unease. Okay, that's probably what I'm thinking of. It's the Camel Unease, but the Knights just still absolutely rampage through them. I guess he's just got the number advantage at the moment. Excuse me, I'm just rearranging my microphone. Don't mind me. I'm putting my leg up. I'm getting comfy. I'm laying back in the chair. Grand Fulani Corral's online, and this is what I was kind of scared about, because down on the south side, you've got Liam's Khan together with 3D Saint fighting each other down here, and Vuvovan has just gone straight to castle. Huge economy right now, and has started making units, and it's just going to be Musofati. And I love this. I think mass Musofati in FFA is absolutely busted. I think it's 100% broken. Ever since I watched that game, there we go, all the kings being revealed by Vuvovan. He's going to spot out where everyone is and say, who am I going to focus down? Normally you're going to check the HP of the TC, see if there's anyone that's under immediate threat. If there's no one under immediate threat, then you can be a little bit more versatile with your response. But yeah, ever since that game that I watched of Krakeny on Altai, it was a while ago, man. But I tell you what, I've been impressed by the Musofati, especially like elite Musofati, man. They're crazy good. But counterweight Treb, now online for Beastie, is going to be able to push back against this Japanese defense. The king's actually going to be evacuated. Emperor Shoma are going to be doing a little bit of a run away from the town center. Beastie pops the king, checks the location of everybody else, and fortunately sees the king. So at this point, Beastie should be thinking, maybe I could make a couple knights. Like, you got to remember, I don't actually know what the rules are for this tournament. I don't know if they've got any rules like you can't donate kings and stuff like that. But I've kind of like changed my mind a little bit about king donation. There's a part of me that thinks it is a skill issue. Now, in this situation, right, as an example, here, Beastie is like killing the Shogunate Castle, and if Duyakusi was to go and just like run the king directly over to Sass, like I'd be mad from Beastie's perspective, because I don't think he's ever really had an opportunity to, have that king in fair play. But then there's also the argument that maybe he could have just built a stable, got a couple of lancers out, and then just kind of positioned them in the same way that he's positioned his scholars over the map at the moment, and then gone in for the trebs. Like, maybe that's the argument that you could make. But even then, it's something that I'm going to have to think about, especially with, I'm always throwing up as to what the next rule set should be on Outback Octagon. But I'm curious what your thoughts are. If you've got thoughts about king donations and whether I'm on the right course for that or not, like... it's painful as well, especially when you're playing for money, man. King donations is like really, really bad, because then you really start to get like people spiting each other. But speaking of spite right now, have a look at this. Scarlet Devil might be the first one to be tapped out of this game, not only getting taken out by Hom Senpai, but also Sass looking to focus them down. And walls starting to come up. Look at this, big stone walls on the top side of the map. Sass setting himself up for an incredible mid-game, making sure he's nice and well defended. I like the Relic just chilling in here with the Dervish. Fortunately, it's going to get taken out. Meanwhile, how are we doing down here? Hello. All right, this is what I was talking about. This is where it starts to get scary, and it looks like what is going to be happening is Vuvovan is going to be targeting the weakest player. Rather than the closest player, you go for the weakest player. So you can see right now that the king is locked inside this town center, and Vuvovan's just saying, well, that could be mine. Maybe I could go get that. And all Vuvovan's got to do is just run in right here, stack all of the Musofati on top of each other, and you can pretty much secure that. I think there's a part of you that probably wants to kill all the Camel Lancers first to guarantee that it's going to be yours, but at this stage, it's only a matter of time before Scarlet just gets taken out. I want to check back in over on this west side just to make sure. Yeah, King has been moved over to the Daimyo Manor. King's actually out. King out. Fish out of water. Musofati going to be able to surround. How much damage is going to come through? It is going to be Vuvovan who picks it up with a nice little snipe right there, and Scarlet Devil is the first one out of the game. Immediately, we see Hom Senpai going to be the new target. Not a whole lot of space in the base right here to get your face to face with the enemy's mace, but we do see a couple Donzos in the rear coming up with the Musofati, and this is another one of those cases where you want to make sure that you get a surround on the town center exactly like Vuvovan is doing. I can tell this guy's an experienced FFA player, doesn't give the king an opportunity to run. Speaking of kings, let's check out back on that other side as we got the men-at-arms beginning to make their way across the map here. More units rallying in. We can see the Camel Lancers. It looks like Sass might be thinking about going for a snipe himself. He's not going to find it. King's out of water once again, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like our second player going to be taken out early on in this game. 19 minutes. That is going to be Vuvovan cleaning up Hom's Senpai. We kind of predicted this was going to happen though, right? Like, when you get two players that spawn so close to each other, I think more experienced FFA gamers will know that if you ever... Duyakusi? Oh no, he didn't get eliminated, he quit. He just quit. He realized the writing was on the wall, and he's just tapped out. Now, I think, look, that's a fair enough position there, especially because you've lost the main landmark town center. Obviously, you like to see players stick in for it, but Beastie picks up plus 50 population. This is where it starts to get a bit awkward, right? Because Sass has been in a great spot this game, right? Like, he went for the 2 TC, he went Castle Age, he's very comfortable, he's got a lot of units on the map. The only problem is he isn't getting kills, and he can feel it. He knows that, like, slowly people are, like, falling off the map, man, and I'm making it to the late game. I've got a great spot over here, but I don't have any kills yet, and already 3 people are taken out, and it means that even in a great spot like he's got, it's a bit dangerous. But have a look at this. I don't think there's any chance you're taking this one out, my friend. That's a town center with a keep with a town center next to it. That ain't... Ooh, okay, all right. He gets the block on the backside. Okay. Yeah, you can really tell Vuvo Van is, like, an absolute gamer when it comes to FFA. Meanwhile, Sass is like... You know, it was very much the case where Sass was like, I'm going to go and kill your king. And Vuvo Van was like, no, I'm going to go kill your king. Wallalol attempt. Musofati a little bit stuck here around the top side. Looks like they managed to evac out before any Wallalol convert comes in. But the numbers here for Vuvo Van are still looking pretty good. If I was in his spot, I would go Imperial right now, get my elite upgrades, and then just come straight back. Meanwhile, there's a beast that we need to talk about. There is an elephant in the room that we need to acknowledge. How's he doing over here? Let's check in with him and see how the madman is doing. Ice Ange, we missed the kill. We missed the kill. I'm sorry. We missed the kill. Ice Ange gets knocked out right here by Liam's Khan. Now, remember 3D Saint or Ice Ange? He's a good player, dude. He is a really good player. Like, 1900, 2K. So the fact that in a 1v1, Liam's Khan, who I've never heard of, who I guess is probably Vietnamese, managed to take out Ice Ange is kind of wild, dude, when you think about it. Like, that's crazy. Well played to the guy. Let's check in and see how our players are doing, though. I want to focus on Beastie. Still at the moment in the Castle Age. Yet to go into Imperial, but is positioning himself for it. Fishing economy's looking good, and he's making plenty more fishing boats where that came from. You can see he's got quite a bit out here. We see the backlers just camping the shoreline, making sure that there is going to be no sneaky surprises. He can always look to try and get the king over on the shoreline here. It can be a bit annoying. I don't know what sort of rules they've got with that, because I believe they've fixed the bug with the transport ship and deleting the king. I believe that's been fixed, but I'm not 100%. You never know. Royal Institute coming down. Still no Imperial Ages just yet at this stage in the game. Musofati numbers. Look at these Musofati numbers, my lord. These are so scary, man. These are so damn scary. He's got a couple Donzos in here with them. We do see Beastie's going to pop the king ability, see who's still alive and where they're all at. Sending a couple of men-at-arms down towards Liam's Khan. We'll know that he's recently taken out Saint and should probably be a little bit weak. Men-at-arms going to be taking a fight up against the Royal Knights, together with a couple of, Joan of Arc minions on the front. I think they do bonus damage against men-at-arms. No, spearmen. Okay, never mind. Jones here as well to provide a little bit of cover fire, but just as I suspected. Vuvo Van, I tell you what, this guy was the silent killer of the lobby, that is for sure. Beastie, bring in the trebs. Hold your horses, ladies and gentlemen. If Beastie gets into position here, he could look to potentially snipe this king. Hold on, king out of water. Philip, get back in there, Philip. Where's he running? The Muso fight, oh no. But he's going for a bit of a run here, but unfortunately, you can't help but feel like Liam's Khan gave that over to Vuvo Van. You can't help but feel it. But it's one of those things where it's just like, I mean, what do you do in that situation? I don't know. I don't know. Has Beastie been hard done by twice in this game? He'd probably tell you he has. I'd say maybe once. But, I mean, even then, like, you could make a decent argument. He's just trying to escape. He's just trying to get out of there. Maybe there's an opportunity to get into the stealth forest and be a bit sneaky. That's one of the ways you could do it. But have a look at this. Vuvo Van has the potential right now to take over this lobby. If I'm Vuvo Van, the play here is not to go after Sass. It's actually to go after Beastie. I 100% think you should go after Beastie at this stage. Like, you've got insane numbers here. Just turn and fight for Beastie. And then I think overall, you should be able to take out Sass in the late game just because you've got so many more kills, right? You've got the double at this stage, whereas, you know, Beastie's already got that. Actually, no, he's got the triple now. He's got the triple. So if anything, we can expect like a 2v1. That's quite a normal thing that happens in this situation. In fact, this is probably the most awkward part of FFAs. It's when it's the last 3 people that remain, because it becomes quite a lot of chess. Both, you know, there's a social engineering element to it. I don't know if that's the right term, but like a manipulative element to it where you have to convince people to attack them. You know, it's like the classic case from, you know, the original Outback Octagons, like Wham is trading. Like, you know, Beastie's got a Wonder, and he's got 15 keeps positioned around it and stone walls, and he sees like one trader from Wham, and he just types in the chat, like, Wham is trading, guys. We need to stop Wham. He's trading. It's that kind of thing, right? Like, you need to just do as much as you can to make sure you are the one that gets into that final two, because that's where it really starts to matter. But have a look at this. Little bit of palisade walls going to be coming through. Don't know how much work that's going to really do for you this late in the game, but I don't know what the plan is here. Is BC just going to go for a snipe? It could be the case that he looks for. I don't know how much work he's going to get. Oh, the men-at-arms can do the force march. Okay, he can actually do this here. As long as the Trebs go for the keep and he force marches on top of the king, he's going to do a little bit of fighting. They've taken way too much damage at this point, the men-at-arms. I don't think they're able to get through it. Yeah, they're not. So even here, and like, there's so many Musofati, bro. There's no way. The king just walks into the Musofati and you just never make it out there alive. All right. Beastie's upgrade starting to come through. And I think this is like the power right here of the Delhi Sultanate in FFA that I don't think people realized initially. But look at this. Beastie's got 25 garrison scholars. Like, we originally thought Delhi was absolutely shite in FFA. But there's a part of me that starts to think maybe they're actually busted. You can't play elephants only with them. I did try that. It doesn't work. But they do have a lot of good things going for them, right? Like, number one, Tower of Victory. So you've got hand cannoneers with plus 20% attack speed, which is what you want. You want that extra attack speed on hand cannoneers because they do so much damage in the first place. So having that extra attack speed is very, very nice for them. But I really don't like the fact that Vuvovan is still H3. I really don't like it. What's his pop? He's got to be 200 plus pop. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he should have been Imp a long time ago for his elite upgrades. Like, when you look at how big this army is, 154 units? Ain't no way, bro. He's got 121 Musofati right now. Look at this man. You are crazy not to go for elite units with this. Sass is Imp, by the way. So he's got elite units out. And even then, like, there's not a lot of units here. He's got 48 units. He's outnumbered 3-1 against Vuvovan. And yet, look at the score difference. 9.6k versus 5.8. Is that just... Does Sass just have a huge economy? He's got 130 vils, which is about what you'd expect at this stage of the game, considering he hasn't been able to take out any kings yet. But Beastie's starting to branch out now. Have a look at Beastie. Hold on. We gotta check him. I think he's gone crazy. Yeah, 120 vils at the moment. He's up to 250 pop, remember? Pop max is 250. Is Sass actually going to be able to commit to this? And the main issue is Vivovan's not going Imp, dude. Please go Imp. What are you doing? You can't just be chilling here, my friend. Keep's going to get thrown down. Okay, what does he go into? Ideally, you want to go into the Griot Bara here. Just What are the Huntress? Really? Why? The Griot Bara is so good because of the extra siege damage you get. So you have all these Musofati, and they get 2x siege. Like, that's the whole play when you're playing the Malians, right? You 2x siege and just laugh at people as you burn through their buildings. Beastie's King's still in the town center, by the way. So I feel like if I was going to do... like Outback Octagon 3, one of the rules I would make is that, like, the king can't go in a transport ship unless, like, he's going somewhere specifically. Like, you can't keep him in the transport ship. That would be the play, I think. Like, you can go and put him on an island somewhere, that's fine, or you can transport him somewhere, but you can't just, like, leave him there. You know how some people, like, put him in a transport ship and just leave them there? Can't do that, I don't think. I think that's got to be banned. I'm curious. I'm curious what you guys think about... or what you change. Okay, upgrades are coming through here. You can see oh my god, he's got 36 seconds on the Musofati upgrade, and he's taking the fight. Oh, huge mistake. Huge mistake from Vuvovan right now. This is absolutely terrible. He needed to wait for the elite upgrades. It's such a massive boost to the amount of damage and the amount of health that these units have got, but he's still doing a decent job with overwhelming. Mangoes are continuing to push up. Hand cannoneer numbers looking good here, and Beastie's loving every second of this because it means the other two are fighting while he's just chilling. He's banking up resources. He's getting all those upgrades, and look at that. Look at what happened. You can see how strong these spears are. They've got boot camp coming through. They've got the elite upgrades. The phalanx upgrades are in. And now finally the elite upgrades come through for Vuvovan, but it's just too little too late. I think the tempo from Sass is going to be massive now coming out from this fight. You know, if he just waited 30 seconds for that fight to begin, it would be a whole different story. And even though the numbers, like at the end of the day, Vuvovan wins this, he doesn't win the war. He wins the fight, but he doesn't win the war because Sass is doing the right thing. You're up against a player that's got 350 max population. So what's the key to beating them if you've only got 200 population? You have to keep them below 200 population as well. So you want to trade out with them. You don't want to ever let them build up a huge army. You want to always be trading out with them, making sure that you're fighting against them on those even terms. That's exactly what he's doing here. And so if we take a look at his perspective, he's going to be close to max. Indeed, he is. Well, 200 out of 200. He's deleted a couple of vills as well to get a slightly bigger army. This is going to put him in a great spot for the late game because it's going to mean he's up against Beastie if he's able to take this out, and it'll be 250, 250 apiece, which is pretty even. Well, I mean, you can't get more even than that, right? 250, 250 apiece. The only argument that you'd really make is that, well, I mean, they're both in a pretty decent spot here. They are objectively in good spots, but who do you give it to? The Delhi or the Ayyubids? Probably have to go the Ayyubids, right? Like, they got a lot going for them in that Imperial Age. And now the Bombard's going to start raining down terror upon Vuvo Van. He was so close, my friend. I feel like had he put down a second TC after the first 2 kills, I just saw that he put down 2 TCs on the backside here, but I don't know how long ago they were down. Yeah, he's only at 78 vills, so they haven't been down for very long. If he put the second TC down after he got those 2 kills, so after he made, like, you know, the 700 Musafadi warriors, he'd be good. And I think other than that, just going imp would have been the absolute kicker. Meanwhile, Scout's still down here doing work. He's got 4 damage, but he's cleaning up the vills. Cannon emplacement now comes through on the keep. Bombard's going to turn the tide, or at least turn their attention towards the keep. King inside the town center, probably going to be looking to fall back towards the Fort of the Huntress as well. That's going to be the last landmark. There's the king now. Jumping out, he spots out the enemy kings as well, and he thinks to himself, is there a world where I can maybe potentially go for a snipe instead? And the truth is, yes, there is, but you'd need to, or ideally what you want to do is bring up a couple of vills and drop down that siege workshop right here and make a bombard. Target the gate, then go straight through to the king. But even then, that's going to be tough. And on top of that, you don't have the Griot Bara. And you don't have your keep at the back here with a stone wall across it. That's the other thing. So it's like, you really don't have a lot of time right here. So you would have needed a little bit of forethought for that, but it's like, it is 100% possible, especially because Sass is like way out of position right now. If like he would not know about a siege workshop here, bombard, that would be it. So there definitely was a win condition here for Vuvo Van. It was just about finding it. I think that's the big thing. I mean, even if he manages to take out Sass, how does he take out Beastie? Like, realistically, how do you get behind these walls? There's triple keep back here. They've got their upgrades. Like, it ain't gonna be happening. King is running out the back. Mansa Sundieta Kita is running as fast as he can. The scout's gonna spot it. Beastie's scout getting in on the action here, trying to do a little bit of damage. Musofadi, nowhere to be seen. The Donzo is going to be able to clean it up, and indeed, that scout goes down. The king going to be sprinting away. And with this is going to be the last landmark, I think. Vuvo Van may be going down. We're right on board with Sass just to make sure that we don't get knocked out. That wouldn't be fun. I think, is that the last landmark? I think that's the last landmark, dude. I think if you just focus this landmark, he dies. I'm pretty sure. I think that's how the game works, right? Where are the landmarks? I got one over here. I got... That's it. There you go. He's knocked out. Now, where's that king? You really got to hope you find that king. Sass, don't you dare. Okay, you go send a spear. Good. He knows where the king is. How does he... Sass? How do you know where the king is? Oh, he checked. Oh, okay. Here I am like, Sass, are you map hacking? And then it's like, no, he's not map hacking. He literally just clicked the king's ability and he's like, where's the king? That was good timing. Can I just compliment Sass on that? So what did he do that was so smart? He checked where the king's location is with his own king, okay? And then he instantly kills the landmark. So he has a 100% confirmation on that king location. Because one of the things people forget is when you kill their last landmark and then you check where the king location is, you can't see them. You can't see this king anymore because the king is technically no longer in the game. So the fact that he left it until the very last second and then took out the landmark, chef's kiss. Absolutely perfect, Sass. Very well played. And, yeah, incredible stuff right there. And now there's 2, ladies and gentlemen. It is down to 2. We got some heads-up gameplay here. We're not playing poker. We are indeed playing Age of Empires 4, but this is going to be a 1v1 of a different kind. Spawning in the north of the map in the color red, playing as the Ayyubids, currently in Age 4 with 14,826 score. It's Sass. And in the west corner of the map, in the color yellow, playing as the Delhi Sultanate, currently with 14,377 score. Now 67. It's Beastie. His king. Where is his king? You know how I said I was fine with like the king being transported as long as he's going somewhere and he doesn't just chill inside the transport ship? I don't know, man. I don't know. that is like quite literally the epitome of like, annoying. How, like, you've got to come all the way over here, kill everything, and then finally, I mean, at this point, like, you wouldn't even go for the king. You just go for the landmarks, right? Like, you wouldn't even waste your time. But let's check in and see how things are going. So at the moment, Sass is on a pretty decent mix. 119, 131. Let's check in with Beastie and see what he's doing. Beastie has 199 economic units currently. How is that? He's got no scholars because he's researched everything. He's making a lot of elephants. Wait, is he? He's only making elephants, right? That's 9 times 4 is 31. 9 times 4. What's that? 36. Sorry, 36. 36. That's probably 9 times 3. Beast is building a wonder. Oh, my, and look at the place he's putting it. It's going to be the... Oh, my God. The Great Palace of Agra. What a beautiful spot for it as well. Can we just talk about this absolute beauty of a landmark? Beastie throws it down and says, hey, you wanna dance? Let's do it. And it's 1v1 as well. Now, he can look to try and undercut him on sacred sites, but good luck considering how close this sacred is to Beastie. You know, we talked about this earlier. He's already got the keep on it. He could, if he goes now for it and looks to do it, then 100% he can. But the Great Palace of Agra has arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, the great defense is coming through. I'm a little bit worried for Beastie, but I know he's a good player, and I know he's going to make units. And yeah, okay, there's the units. Oh, he's got the Zebek. Oh my God, he's got the Zebek. Okay, so for sure, the 100% win condition here for Sass is just kill landmarks. Just kill landmarks and you win the game. And that's something people often forget. They beeline for the king. They beeline for the wonder. It's a 1v1 situation. It's heads up. We don't care too much about that. But he's going to look to make a play on this south side. Now, we didn't get the timer on the wonder, did we? No, we do. We've got a timer on the wonder. It's 14 minutes and 20 seconds that we've got for that bad boy left. So you're looking at about 51 minutes. 51 minutes is roughly when that's going to be. Beastie with the wonder down already, and the bombard's moving down. You can see the Ville's going to be able to cut them off before they can even make that direction down here. He's probably moving plenty of Villes. At least all these Villes should be moving across here to throw down siege workshops straight away. Ville's going to get caught out, but Beastie, with so many Villes in the bank, doesn't really care about losing them. And I tell you what, Sass can't get towards the enemy base fast enough. And I feel like this is one of those situations where I think Sass might be making the wrong decision about just not going for landmarks. Because, I mean, we've got... You know, we're the all-seeing eye. We know everything. We know the truth. We know that Beastie sits on a crazy amount of Villes. It's going to take time for him to rebuild this military. And you can see it's only starting to come up now. But it's an interesting position. I tell you what, I love this. I can't believe the defense that we are getting to see already. This is the first FFA game back, and I can't believe it, man. This is what we get. This is the beauty that we get to witness right here. Down on that south side. Sass going to look to start tearing down the house as the outpost goes down. Plenty. I say plenty of Villes. There's 5 Villes coming in. They're looking to put some Wi-Fi. No, it's not even Wi-Fi. It's the mosque, so we can train the religious unit to take the sacred site a little bit faster. Attempt by Beastie to get the walls in a little bit quicker. Not gonna happen. Gets shut down. Look at the range. Look at the range on the spears. Is it just me, or does that seem like a lot? Why is their range so high? Their torch range is massive. 2.5 tiles of torch range? Did they change that? Wallalool attempt. He's going to steal Beastie's Villes. Beastie wakes up at the last second. Oh, they bugged out. He deletes them. He didn't delete them. Actually, did he delete them? I think Beastie did delete them. Either Beastie deleted them or the Wallalool deletes them because you can't cap more than your population. Is there any men at arms in here? There's not, but we do have Camel or Scouts. What's the Scout? The Scout torch damage is 1.25 tiles. So I guess Phalanx increases. He's got Phalanx, right? He's Ayyubids. Ayyubids get Phalanx, right? I don't know. I don't know, dude. Surely they get it. Sacred site now going to start being taken. Okay, all right. We got ourselves a showdown. Beastie's going to have to come out of his shell if the turtle wants to make his way to victory. How long has he got? He's got 11 minutes 56. That sacred site's being actively taken by the Dervish on the south side, and Beastie makes his way down on that south position. All of the tower elephants looking to try and push through. He wants to just come down here and deny this Dervish. If Sass was smart about this, he would just pull the Dervish back. He doesn't want to lose this Dervish. He can't lose this Dervish right now. Don't lose the Dervish. Dervish gets taken out. Just snipe out the next one as well. Absolute Giga Chad play by Beastie. Throws away all the elephants, but the sacred site is still not captured. 11 minutes and 20 seconds. He's got 80 seconds to get another Dervish out here. Should be a few more in queue. Beastie with the Vils coming through on the back. I don't know what the plan is here. Maybe is he just like looking to wall out, wall the mosque in or something like that? Maybe just, perhaps that's the play. But you know what? Okay, thank you. Sass needs to do is just keep this Vil on the sacred site so that it doesn't tick down any further because he's already close. Needs to delete units because he's going to get population blocked here, I suspect. He's population blocked. He's pop blocked. He's pop blocked. 1051. Okay, it's out, it's out, it's out. Beastie's brought more units. Oh, he's just brought a whole bunch of Vils. Oh, Beastie, you cheeky dog. No, do him like this. 10:41 to go. Second keep wants to get thrown down. He's got plenty of units here, the keeps as well. And as long as that Dervish gets in his quick walling, the Dervish gets through onto the sacred site. Does hold it. It takes 30 seconds to cap a sacred site, so we should be absolutely fine here. Oh, you're cutting it by the skin of your teeth right there, my friend Sass. Jeez Louise, that is close. And remember that the sacred site can still be stood on to stop that timer. So right now, he's got 11 seconds. He's got 11 seconds to play with. Beastie needs to stand on the sacred site for 11 seconds to win with a wonder. That's it. That is what we're playing with right now. So if I'm Sass, I'm walling up everything. I'm not taking chances. I'm walling across all the way to the back spot here. This one's walled in. Perfect. Wall across the bottom here. Wall everything. Wall it all. Wall all the things. He's got the Dervish with the relic holding it there to potentially wall a lol. Needs to wall in this back angle as well. You need to literally wall everything. You cannot take a single chance here. And at this stage of the game, let's check in. Beastie at 150 military. Sass, how's he looking? 152 military. We got ourselves a little bit of a showdown here coming through in the late game. Keep in mind, Zebek's were here. Or was that fishing boats? I think he had Zebek's out. Has he deleted them? He's only got transport ships. He's only got transport ships. He's deleted the Zebek. Let's take a look and see from Beastie's perspective. Yeah, 153 military pop. So where? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god! No! Sass over here playing checkers. Beastie over here playing Age of Empires 4. I mean, the play is clear, right? You know what the issue is for Sass, though? He's left his flank completely blind. You want to be getting outposts. The thing with Delhi, right, is the Delhi have got... Oh, he doesn't have the upgrade. Actually, no, it's the Ayyubids. But you want to be getting outposts on your flank. You want to be spamming outposts. You want to make sure that you have 100% line of sight of everywhere that you can. You want to be fighting for it and retaining it. That is really, really important to be doing in FFAs. So if Beastie is smart right now, he walks right up to the gate. Kills it immediately. Marches through. He can just go kill both of the landmarks. He can just go kill both of the landmarks. It's Abbasid. Is he going for it? He's going for it. The elephants are moving forward. It's a base race, but I don't think Sass knows it's a base race. I don't think Sass knows. He's going to start pushing through. We've got 1 landmark, 2 landmarks, 3 landmarks, and 4 landmarks. Beastie on the other side has only got 2 landmarks to take out. And what's the response from Sass? We can see right now, immediately Sass says, oh my lord, I need to get to that north side because I'm going to win this game as long as I hold my sacred sites. I win the game. But the truth is, and the king's going to evacuate, but the king doesn't matter in this circumstance because we've got the 2 landmarks. Now, keep in mind, there's 30k health on this bad boy. The Tower of Wisdom has got a lot of health to get through. But Beastie's got a lot of siege. He's got 7 bombards that he brought to the show. He is well and truly equipped for this scenario. Meanwhile, a second squad comes through. Oh, it's a real base trade. Look at this. Have a look at this. Sass is now pushing through, looking to focus down the landmarks. He knows what time it is. Oh, we got ourselves a real base trade. Ladies and gentlemen, the very first game back. What an absolute showstopper this has been. An absolute blast. I don't know what way it's going to go, but I tell you what, at this point, it doesn't even matter. It's been beautiful getting to witness this. Beastie now turns all of the siege into the final landmark. He says, we're going to keep you guys behind the wall. You can see that Sass wants that last landmark so damn badly, but Beastie makes his way towards the first of the town centers. Plenty of siege back here for Sass as well. He brought Springles with him, though, Beastie did. He's able to take out all the enemy Springles before the damage can be done. Sass asleep at the wheel. Springles turn around, fire their shots. It's not going to matter. Keep going to be going down. Meanwhile, back towards the Beastie base, we see that he's slowly working it down. 2 out of 3, 2 out of 4 landmarks. Wallalols come in. A couple of elephants. They get sniped out. Not going to be able to find it. And the game gets called. Sass taps out and says, see you later, mate. I can't do it. Beastie is victorious with a beautiful decision at the end of the game to go and attack the base directly. The Ayyubids are great, but they have one weakness. And that one weakness is their lack of landmarks. Good game. Well played.